It was a freezing winter night in Colorado. The roads were covered in ice, and most people were already asleep. At around 11 p.m., 34-year-old Daniel Harper was driving home after a long shift. Daniel was known throughout his town as an honest man. He was a firefighter, a loving father of two, and someone people trusted with their lives. But on this particular night, he was about to face a decision that would haunt him forever. Suddenly, his phone rang. A massive fire had broken out at an old manufacturing plant on the edge of town. Without hesitation, Daniel turned his truck around and rushed to the scene. By the time he arrived, the building was already engulfed in flames. Thick, black smoke filled the sky. Panic was everywhere. Then came the worst news. 5 workers were trapped deep inside one section of the factory. At the same time, a young woman was trapped alone in a control room on the opposite side of the building. There was only enough time to attempt one rescue. Daniel and his team couldn't save everyone. They had to choose 5 lives or 1 life. The entire rescue crew looked at Daniel. The decision was his. Seconds felt like hours. Finally, Daniel made the call. "We go for the 5 workers." The team immediately moved into action. Battling intense heat and collapsing structures, they managed to rescue all 5 workers. But by the time they reached the control room, it was too late. The young woman had died. The next morning, the entire town was divided. Some people called Daniel a hero. Others accused him of choosing who deserved to live and who deserved to die. News stations picked up the story. Social media exploded with debate. But a few days later, the case took a shocking turn. Investigators discovered that the woman who died wasn't just another employee. Her name was Emily Carter, and she had been secretly gathering evidence against the factory owners. Evidence that could expose the major criminal operation. Suddenly, new questions emerged. Was her death really an accident? Or was there something much darker behind it? Police launched a full investigation. Daniel's phone records were checked. His finances were reviewed. Every detail of his life was examined. But investigators found no evidence connecting him to Emily's death. Then another bombshell surfaced. Security footage revealed that Emily had actually tried to escape. Just minutes before she died, she ran toward an emergency exit. But the door had been locked from the outside. Someone had trapped her inside. The investigation quickly shifted toward the factory's executives. Months later, authorities uncovered a large-scale illegal chemical dumping operation connected to the company. Emily had been preparing to expose everything, and someone wanted to stop her. Several executives were arrested and charged. But Daniel's struggle wasn't over. A year later, during the court proceedings, Emily's family asked to meet him. Many expected anger. Some expected a lawsuit. Instead, Emily's mother said something nobody saw coming. "If you hadn't saved those 5 workers, 5 more families would have been destroyed. My daughter is gone and nothing can bring her back. But I believe you made the only decision anyone could have made in that moment." For the first time since the tragedy, Daniel broke down in tears. "I still replay that night in my head," he admitted. "I still wonder if I made the right choice." The courtroom fell silent. The factory owners were eventually convicted. Justice was served. But Daniel never fully recovered from the weight of that decision. Even today, he visits Emily's grave every year. Because some choices don't end when the moment passes. Sometimes they stay with you for the rest of your life. And sometimes there is no perfect answer, only the choice that leaves the fewest scars.